All right, let's get right into it. We're gonna peel back the curtain on the multi-billion-dollar dating app industry. You know, beyond all the profiles and the swiping, there's this really complex architecture that's designed to influence how we connect. And today, we're gonna deconstruct it.
You know, if you've ever used a dating app, this probably feels really familiar. That feeling of swipe fatigue, just endlessly scrolling through profiles, wondering if you're just stuck in some kind of game you can't win. It's a super common frustration. But here's the thing. It turns out this exact feeling is something the apps themselves are totally aware of. In fact, they even design around it.
And yet, even with all that frustration from users, the global dating app market is absolutely massive. I mean, it's growing like crazy, and it's worth billions. So this creates this really fascinating paradox, right? An industry that's built on an experience that so many of us find totally exhausting is also one of the most profitable parts of the entire tech world.
So yeah, that brings us to the big question. What is really happening behind the swipe? How do these platforms manage to balance making users happy with making just massive profits? What are the psychological tricks and business strategies that turn a simple swipe into a relationship? And of course, into revenue. Let's break it all down.
Okay, so first up, we've got to explore the whole psychology behind the swipe. Because, you know, to really understand why some apps knock it out of the park, we have to look past what users say they want and figure out what they actually need.
Yeah, the really successful apps, they get this one key insight. There's a huge difference between what users say they want, that's their stated need, and their unstated, kind of hidden underlying needs. So it's not just about giving people what they ask for, it's about solving the problem they might not even know how to put into words. And this is especially true for a lot of female users. The stated need might sound simple enough, right? I want more matches. But the deeper, unstated need is often about something completely different. It's about quality and, maybe most importantly, about safety. It's, I want matches that don't make me feel uncomfortable or unsafe. And understanding that one difference, well, that's everything if you want to build a better app. And wow, this quote from a real user, it just gets right to the heart of that unstated need, doesn't it? This isn't just some marketing buzzword. It's a real, gut-level, high-stakes concern. For so many people, every single swipe is basically a risk assessment. And the apps that truly get that, they have a massive advantage.
Okay, so how do the apps actually translate these deep psychological insights into,
real features you can click on? Well, this is where some really clever design, you could even call it strategic engineering, comes into play.
And this brings us to a really counterintuitive idea in app design: friction. I mean, we usually think of friction as a bad thing, right? Something you want to get rid of. You want to make things faster, easier, smoother. But in the world of dating apps, strategically adding barriers can actually be an incredibly powerful tool to slow people down and get them to be more thoughtful.
So let's look at some real examples. Think about Bumble's whole women message first rule. That's a huge piece of strategic friction, and it changes the entire dynamic. Or look at Hinge, with its prompts that force you to share more than just a photo, which adds a lot more depth. Even things like time limits on matches or limiting your daily swipes, it's all designed to stop that mindless, low-effort swiping and make you a little more selective.
Okay, so we've got the user psychology down, and we see the product design. Now let's connect it all to the money. How do these really engineered experiences become huge, profitable businesses, especially in a market that was already dominated by a giant like Tinder?
Well, the answer really lies in a concept from the investor Peter Thiel called 0 to 1. And the idea is pretty simple. Instead of just competing by making a slightly better version of something that already exists, that's going from 1 to N. Real innovation happens when you create something totally new. You go from 0 to 1 by solving a unique problem that the big guy, the market leader, is completely ignoring. Hinge is just a masterclass in this strategy. At first, they actually tried to compete directly with Tinder, and it didn't work. So they relaunched and they positioned themselves as the antidote to swipe culture. I mean, their motto, designed to be deleted, was absolutely genius. With that one move, they created a whole new category for themselves, the serious relationship app. Bumble used a different but just as brilliant strategy, something called the flywheel. Basically, they created this self-reinforcing engine for growth. It all starts by attracting women with that promise of safety. That in turn brings in men who are looking for a more engaged platform. That leads to better matches, which creates positive buzz, which then attracts even more women, and the whole flywheel just spins faster and faster. And And this is how they monetize the whole thing. Do you notice a pattern here? The free features, they're often the exact same things as that strategic friction we talked about earlier. Limited swipes, or not being able to see who likes you. And then the paid subscription, it conveniently sells you the solution to that very same friction. It is a classic freemium model, but it's perfectly tailored to the app's unique design. But this whole business model has a huge, fundamental, built-in flaw. It's a challenge so unique to this industry that it forces these companies to think way, way beyond just dating. I mean, think about it for a second. If your app's entire reason for existing is to help people find a long-term relationship, what happens when you actually succeed? What happens when your app works too well? Well, it's a problem called endemic churn, and it's the central paradox of the entire dating app business. Your greatest success, creating a happy, lasting couple, means you lose your customers. Every single successful match means 2 people are deleting your app. So how on earth do you build a sustainable business when success means your customers leave? The solution that the smartest companies landed on? You have to expand the ecosystem way beyond just dating. And Bumble is, once again, the perfect example. They built out an entire ecosystem. So, okay, you might delete Bumble Date after you meet someone special, but you can just switch right over to Bumble BFF to find new friends, or even jump into Bumble Biz for professional networking. They solved that endemic churn problem by simply making the idea of connection much bigger. So where is all of this headed? Well, the architecture of connection is always changing, and the next big wave of innovation is already starting to take shape, and is all being powered by new tech. The next big frontier is definitely AI. We're moving past the simple algorithms that just match you based on what you say you want. The future is AI that can analyze your actual behavior, like who you pause on, who you decide to message, to try and predict chemistry, and show you people you're actually compatible with, not just people who check the same boxes. And things are probably going to get way more immersive. I mean, just imagine using augmented or virtual reality to go on a virtual first date, maybe exploring some cool digital space together. These kinds of technologies are trying to close that gap between just looking at an online profile and having a real-life interaction, making the whole digital connection thing feel a lot more engaging and, well, real. So there you have it. We've deconstructed the psychology, the product engineering, and the business models that are all humming away behind every single swipe. And that just leaves one final question for you. Now that you understand the architecture of connection, does it change how you'll play the game?